Straight up, I don't care. And that is a weird intro. And when I say I don't care, it's not like I'm apathetic and nonchalant and don't give effort or care for anything. It's not like that, but it's more like I don't care how people perceive me and I don't really care what happens. Everything happens for a reason, and as Spike Spiegel said, if you're a Cowboy Bebop fan, whatever happens, happens. You can't do much about it. And what I want to talk about more like in depth is caring about other people's opinions. Why do you do that? I mean, it's natural. If you're going into like biology, now I don't know the word in English because that's not my first language, and I can't find the word right here, right now. But humans, we're supposed to be united, be together, be in groups. So it's unnatural that we care about what other people think because we don't want to be left alone and isolated. That's not really in our nature. We want to have a group we belong with, but you should never, ever, like, don't try to fit in a place where there's no space. And I'm not saying that you don't have space certain places that you don't deserve to be there. That's not what I'm saying, but in some cases we just don't belong. You don't belong with every single person on this planet. Not every person is your person, you know? And that's okay. Like, even though you like the person or not, you have to respect them and just, that's it. You don't really have to go out of your way. I mean, just let them do their thing and you can do your thing. But as I said, not every person is for you. And you are not for every person. You will end up finding a group. How many people live on Earth? There's probably like 8 billion people. Or wait. Actually, I think the Americans say something different because million in my language is billion. You know what? No. We're sticking to billion. If that's wrong, then my bad. But just to put this like really frankly, that's a lot of people. And of course, not all of those people live in country. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter where you're from. Like, all of those people don't have space there. But the thing is, no matter where you are, there will always be people around you. If you don't belong in this group, you can try to find another group. I almost said that people are abundant, like, not that the person is abundant, though they can be, but there are a lot of options, like, in that sense. You have a lot of options. And maybe you don't see that, maybe it doesn't seem that way, but options will come. So you don't have to force yourself to fit into one group. But again, I was supposed to talk about caring about others' opinions. So now I'm kind of talking about wanting to fit into a group. Maybe that's why I care. Another thing is that maybe you want to portray a certain character, because I know that me personally, I want to be a kind person. But when I'm thinking about this, is more from my perspective. I want to be someone good. I don't really care if what someone else has to say about me. People might get the wrong impression sometimes. and some people just don't truly know you. And it sucks to be misunderstood like that, but that will happen. And you kind of just have to move on. You can't do anything about that. You can't force someone to see you in a different perspective, because sometimes people are really stubborn, you know. And when they've chosen to see you in a certain way, and they're not open-minded to see um, if you're another person, they'll take every small detail they can get on you, even though it happens once in a blood moon, and then we'll be like, yeah, you fit into the perspective I made of you, so now you're this kind of person. And what I want to say right away is that you don't have to limit yourself to what someone thinks of you or what you think of yourself even. And it might sound a bit odd, like, what do you mean to myself? Like, I'm not going to talk about limiting beliefs because that came to mind, but and I also want to say that some of you have to think bigger. Like, don't let people around you affect you in any way. If you have this big dream, I mean, some people will project on you and say that it's not possible, but God, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in God, and God put that dream in your heart for a reason. He wouldn't do that if you weren't capable of doing so. That could be a video for itself, I think. But no matter what, if there's something you really want, then it is a possibility that you're capable of having it, and other people having that thing you want is just proof that you can have it too. And I think I kind of lost my point, but again, other people's opinions don't matter, and I'll probably repeat that a lot of times in this video, because why do you even care? I probably said this earlier, but you can't do anything about the way people behave or act. You can't even do anything about the way they treat you. Of course, you can confront them and be like, hey, I don't think that's good. I don't like you treating me this way. That is my throat is kind of sore. It's kind of hard to talk. But that is a good thing. Like, have boundaries. But how do I put this? Like, it's good to have boundaries. Yeah, middle ground. But in the very far end, you can't just put walls up there just to defend yourself either, you know? And you can't let people walk all over you. Like, two extremes. That's why you have to find a middle ground, you know? And I think that's the hard part, because it might sound easy, but in my case, at least, because I know these two extremes, and I am an easygoing person, so I don't always count on things people say to me or to other people, because I don't snap, if it makes sense. Like, I'm not snappy. But that doesn't mean I let other people walk all over me either. It's just, I don't always think it's worth it, you know. But I have noticed that sometimes I just naturally tell people, like, can you stop doing that? I don't like that, you know. And again, that's not a bad thing. You should never feel bad for having boundaries. I mean, never apologize for that, you know. It's not your fault. Like, don't apologize to the person that did something to you, you know. And if someone crossing your boundaries, it doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. Not necessarily, because sometimes you just don't know other people's boundaries, and you might have a different perspective than the other person. So it's like, for me, physical touch, I don't really like that. So if another person that really likes that, met me, they might think that I'm okay with that, and sometimes I think it's okay. Yeah, someone is outside my room, but most of the time I don't like that. And when I think about it, that might be confusing. Actually, I think it is confusing to that person, because okay, you like that now, but otherwise you don't. And I get that, but that's why I tell them when it's not okay, and I don't get mad at them for that, unless they are pushy with it, which I don't think I have experienced. um, I think that sometimes we kind of limit ourselves to one type of person. So it's like I have to do that. I have to say no to all these things. But honestly, um, as I've gotten older, or maybe I've always known this, but at least now, I've been thinking a little bit of this, and you kind of make your own brand. We all have different boundaries, beliefs, thoughts, like all of these things. Um, that's just how it is. And some people will disagree with you, and you just have to stand by it if it means something to you. Oh, oh gosh, I just keep yapping and yapping. But so main points, you can't control the way other people behave, even towards you. So that's why you should solely focus on yourself. And of course, you have to care about other people too, but I don't want to confuse you. So focus on yourself and continue being kind, you know? But prioritize yourself first. Like, let's say, or well, it's not exactly about opinions, but if someone is inviting you out and you actually have a lot to do, it's okay to say no. And you probably heard that 1,000 times, but you can say no if you don't want to. Um, no, I forgot the other thing I had to say. Um, yeah. So, what I said. I don't know if you hear the construction sounds outside. I know that I do. You can't control other people's behavior, only your own, kind of. And I actually don't remember what else I had to say. I'm sorry. I said this like 3 times. Oh. Alright, my mind is so blank. I feel like I've talked much and I haven't really said anything. It's been like 30 minutes and I don't feel like I have said anything. Like I have said something, but I feel like I keep repeating myself. Alright, another thing is that you have to be so sure of yourself that what other people say about you doesn't matter. You know, building your own brand, being your own person, having confidence. That's just some words I'm spitting out right now. And sure, it's easier said than done, but it's something you practice, you know? You can always become better, you can always become more confident, you can always be more sure of yourself. That happens within time. And I say that from experience. Because if you tend to people please, you might fall into the other far end, the other extreme. Just, I don't want to say being a bitch, but you know, is good to prioritize yourself, but if you put yourself on a pedestal and just look down at everyone, that's an extreme too. Don't do that. Like, it's okay if you expect to get princess treatment and all that, but don't expect other people to like stroke your cock. You know, like no. You can do that yourself, actually. Yeah, I remember. Like, I know a person like that, and it's kind of annoying. First time I met this person, um, they wanted my number. I'm not saying names, but they wanted my number, and they were like, "Go get your phone." And they looked at me kind of weird, kind of intense, and I figured out they wanted my number, so I was like, "Oh, you want my number?" And I probably shouldn't have given it away, but I did. I did give it away because this was a mutual friend. This happened at a birthday party to one of my closest friends. This was a while ago. Because I didn't really mind. It was like, okay, I probably shouldn't have given them my number, but I did. I don't think that's a big deal. It's not like they will search for me and find me. I don't. That's kind of weird. That's kind of. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. I'm not really mad at her, but it's just some things like you can tell she's like really like me, and again, there's nothing wrong about focusing on yourself, but do it the right way. You can prioritize yourself and love yourself without looking down at other people. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't. And it was kind of weird too, because I think this person kind of, it's just a feeling, by the way, but I think they kind of want me to appreciate them and look at them as something good. And it is not the first time. I have had people wanting my validation, kind of like, I have had a lot of people looking up to me, and I think that's a really good thing. I'm proud of that, actually. But it's not like I go around telling every person that, but I am proud of it. I think that's really sweet. And maybe she wanted to be that way, and I get that. I mean, not that she wanted to be me. That's not the case. But maybe she just wanted people to be like, oh my gosh, she's such a girl boss. But I don't know. No hate to her though. Like, do what you want. But it's been some different things that just kind of threw me off. And I don't think I will be talking to her anymore. I mean, maybe just be nice, but yeah, some things she does, it's questionable. If I can just put it like that in a really easy way. And this is another thing. You don't have to put up with people you don't want to put up with. It's only natural that you grow away from other people or don't like other people. I mean, if you hate everyone, then maybe consider a few things. You know. There should at least be one person you think is alright. Like, oh, I can tolerate them. They're probably nice, you know. Because if you had literally everyone like hate them, yeah, I think that's kind of concerning too. If you genuinely hate people, I know that some people are like, oh yeah, I hate everyone, and some people might like the same people might be like, but I love people too at the same time. I get that. But you're kind of generalizing it, like you don't like a certain few people, you know. Or maybe you do hate everyone. I mean, I can't talk for anyone else. And again, you don't even have to care about my opinion. I'm not entitled to have you agreeing with every single thing I say. But me making videos, it's for me. I don't really care how many people see that. I think it's fun. And maybe more people will see my videos at a time. Again, I don't know. It will be kind of cool, and I do appreciate those few people that has watched my videos, and I think I have like 5 subscribers now or something. And I think that's really cool. I mean, like, it's not a lot. I won't say that, but I still think it's cool. Like, oh wow, 5 people, 5 people. Or maybe they think my videos are good enough for watching, that they want to subscribe. I don't know, but I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of funny. Like, wow. Nah, I can't explain that. It's just kind of cool having people wanting to hear my app when I'm just saying a lot of nonsense. Oh, actually, I think I say some smart things sometimes. If we're being like completely honest, maybe some people have said the same thing before, but if you have heard the same thing before, then it's a reminder. And if you learn a new perspective, then that's amazing too. I mean, and if this is solely for the purpose of you getting entertained, then I hope you were entertained as well. Again, my mind is blank. I say that in a few of my videos. I don't have a lot of videos, but still. And 21 minutes is a lot. I think this is when I say goodbye, so take care.